I was about to write my final year exams in the university when a friend told me, Rachel, your hands is shaking. Shaking? I asked. He said yes. So he asked me to pause for a moment and observe my hands, which I did. And when I observed my hands, I noticed that my left arm was shaking. I actually shoved it away. I didn't think about it. I continued what I was doing at the time. Being in the university and having to write my final year exams was a great achievement I had attained at the time. Coming from a background where not many people could afford going to the university, and here I was about to graduate from the university, it meant the whole world to me. So when my friend told me my hand was actually shaking, I didn't have time to start dwelling on it or thinking about it. But little did I know that that was the beginning of so many other surprises. Gradually, more surprises began to unfold aside the tremor. I noticed that I couldn't stand firm anymore, that I couldn't stand for a long period of time. And at this time, I'd already graduated from the university. I was preparing to go for my national service. And my body started revealing more surprises. I started to notice that I had difficulty walking, difficulty sleeping, I had issues with constipation, I had urinary issues, I had issues with coordination. Then there was this extreme fatigue. The list was endless. There were so many things my body was unraveling. These things that were happening to my body were just the things people could see. There were other things that was happening to my body that people couldn't see that were the most difficult and challenging for me. And these were apathy that I suffered, anxiety, depression. I had issues with, there was shame. There was this voice that's in my head constantly telling me to go hide. And all these things happened. These surprises that were happening inside of me had the ability to wreck a person's life. As all these surprises were happening, I began to slip into isolation. How could this be happening to me? I wondered. To be honest, these surprises that I later realized were symptoms of a chronic disease that I was going to live with the rest of my life actually forced me into mandatory isolation. I spent well over 8 years in compulsory isolation before getting a diagnosis. And within this 8 period of time I had to myself to, I had enough time to think and really ponder what the meaning of life was. And here is what I discovered and realized during this period of isolation. It made me realize who I am and what I wanted. I actually began to appreciate and value my own company. I started to love myself in this period of isolation. And it actually made me to understand that true beauty actually comes from within. I had a lot of time on my hands to really think and question the meaning of life. And what I came to realize was that busyness does not equate living. It allowed me to see who my true friends were, and it gave me an opportunity to choose who my new friends were going to be. It made me to realize that there is endless opportunity in adversity. When we go through difficulties or challenges in life, we can either choose to complain, wallow in self-pity, or go through life defeated. Or we could look at the situation and find opportunities to succeed. When I finally got my diagnosis, I promised myself something, that from that moment henceforth, that I was going to live my best life and I was going to have the best things that life offers. Now more than ever, I am very determined to make the most of what I've been dealt with in life. And lastly, it has taught me selective participation. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that it has taught me to use the limited energy I have, from the limited dopamine my brain can produce, to channel it into activities that are productive, that I only engage in activities that are utmostly important. I carefully analyze activities, conversation, and events before engaging in them. Check out this video here to watch what my diagnosis was. Thank you so much for watching, and do have a good one.